Let's move on to afternoon action. We've cleared all the 1 p.m. games. We move on to 4:05 p.m. Eastern. The Atlanta Falcons, 4-5, 1-3 on the road at the Arizona Cardinals, 1-8, 1-3 at home. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. And we expect Kyler Murray to make his season debut this week. Let's go into the line history here for this one. It was sure wild watching Atlanta lose. Absolutely wild watching them lose to Minnesota and Joshua Dobbs. This line opened up with Arizona +1 at -110. They're now +1 at +101. That probably doesn't tell us the right story. So let's move over to the money line and then see what we are getting. Let me refresh that. Get over to the money line here. Get over to Pinnacle. And from a money line perspective, we have Arizona at +108. They opened up at -103. It's just been a constant move all the way up to +111. There's been 3 cents of buyback here on this one. Let's move over to the total for this Falcons Cardinals. We're sitting at 42.5. And this opened up at 42.5, -108 to the over. It's now -116 to the over. So we've had 8 cents of movement to the over. DG says he took a small piece of Atlanta. Says Kyler hasn't played in a year, and the Arizona team is not better than Atlanta. I find that appealing. The problem that I have is there's just an unknown entity, and that always just sort of makes me nervous. Let's go to the cash flow for this spot. Again, it's our first afternoon action. We have 68% of the tickets and 56% of cash on the under, 32 and 44 on the over. On the money line, 76 and 81 on the Falcons. On the -1 or 1.5 or whatever it is, 26 and 25 on the Falcons. So the pros were taking the money line there. K Wolf, our guy K Wolf, who was excellent in our poker tournaments at Pub Sports Radio. By the way, next poker tournament is Friday of Thanksgiving, Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, $50 buy-in, rebuys for the first 3 levels. Let's break this down. Falcons coming off a disappointing 31-28 loss at home to the Vikings, who were down to a quarterback that had been with the team for 5 days. Taylor Heineke, 21-38 for 268 yards and a touchdown and a pick. Drake London out with a groin injury. Jonnu Smith led receivers with 5 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. Kadarius Hodge finished with 3 receptions for 60 yards. London still listed as questionable this week. Bijan Robinson ran 11 times for 51 yards and lost a fumble. They went 10 of 18 on 3rd down. In their first game without Grady Jarrett, who is the heart and soul of this of the defense, who's gone for the year with the ACL injury, the Falcons look terrible. Now, they'll get better and get more used to him not being there. Their leader not being there. They did get some pressure on Dobbs, sacked him 4 times, just couldn't get enough stops. Held the Vikings at 3 for 6 in the red zone. The Falcons are 6th in the league in red zone defense. They allow touchdowns just 44% of the time. Cornerback D. Alford left the game with an ankle injury. He's listed as questionable. So here we go. The Cardinals coming off one of the ugliest losses we've ever seen. The 5th round pick Clayton Tune came in and looked horrific. And now, 58 total yards, 7 first downs, 1 of 12 on 3rd down. Didn't run a play in the red zone. Tune was 11 for 20 for 58 yards. I mean, we don't need to talk about it too much. Marquise Brown caught 4 for 24. Now, Keontae Ingram, Rondale Moore, Tony Jones looked awful, but that's because, you can't – all you're defending is the run. You can fill up the box against the run. Now, James Conner is on track to return this week, and that will be a big boost. Michael Wilson is going to – we expect him to play. He's got a shoulder injury, so he's still practicing. We thought he was going to play last week. So he's on track to play this week. They lost part of their offensive line. Left tackle DJ Humphries and right guard Will Hernandez both got hurt. They're questionable to play this week. They have not been ruled out. I tried to get more information. The defense did all they could, but they were on the field far too long. They couldn't dial up pressure. Arizona is 27th in the league in 3rd down line conversions, 43.8% of the time. And in the red zone, they're ranked 21st, allowing touchdowns on 58.5% of the drives. They had a really nice red zone record until Connor went out. He's a big piece of that puzzle. Do you think that if we want the Falcons that Connor being announced in would do anything to the line, or maybe not? Maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on Connor. The more I talk about this, the more I also want to fade the Cardinals. The problem is I just don't like betting. I don't like putting my money on the line when there's an unknown factor. And here, Kyler Murray is an enormous unknown factor for me. Do I believe he's going to play well in week 1? No. But, people are he's got something to prove all of a sudden. So take it away. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I'm going to go over everybody in the chat's thoughts. Falcons, Cardinals at State Farm. Troy, floor is yours.
Sorry, I was on mute there. Yeah, this Falcons team, I don't know what to expect from this team. I mean, I did talk a lot about this season after 5 or 6 weeks that there was a lot of regression coming from this defense that was overperforming, and the metrics were misleading at best. It was a far cry. They've had a monumental fall off on the defensive side of things. Through week 5, I think they were 3rd or 4th in the NFL per PFF on defense in general, and now they're just dropping off a cliff. They allowed 28 points to Titans, 31 to the Vikings. I mean, what can we expect from this Falcons team? I think it's really hard to put my finger on. And the Cardinals make this game even more hard, more difficult to cap. They've proven, God, I'm going back and forth in this game. I don't know what to do with it. I know that the Falcons have proven their ability to beat the bottom of the barrel teams, but Murray being back in, what does that do to the spread? That's why I haven't moved on this game. But I was actually thinking about it because that -1, -1.5 that we're seeing at all these books are suggesting strength for the Falcons. But who knows what the spread does once Kyler Murray is announced in. I have nothing in this game currently.
So you think this – I mean, I believe this line is a Kyler Murray line, but you think it could move even more if he's official?
I do.
I think
we could catch the Falcons as a dog.
God, you think so? If they announce Connor's in and Kyler's in, wow. Yeah, now there are some weapons for Kyler Murray. The Falcons are becoming more and more appealing, but clearly I would need to wait. Let Kyler Murray be announced in. Now, if you take the Falcons now and he's not in, then you get the benefit. But there's just no way they go through another game with Clayton Tune here. This is all being planned far in advance. So the idea would be I'm going to take the Falcons. I'm going to wait until Kyler Murray and James Conner are both announced in. Then I will get a plus, very minimal, but a very small plus line, fading the 1-8 Cardinals. And not expecting Kyler Murray and expecting Heineke to look better than he did last week. I guess that would be the idea. Sean Childress saying Cards money line plus 105 right now. Jared TG said, yeah, because the public doesn't know about Kyler. Once it's official in national media, the public will rush to bet this number. Okay. AOD says call 1-800-GAMBLER for this one. Damn right. Call 1-800-GAMBLER, man. I'll be the voice you hear when you call. Burgundy Bets, thank you for the dono. Burgundy Bets. Dono blessing our action. We appreciate you, my man. Well, Falcons are extremely appealing, and I didn't realize they were, but I am going to wait till Connor and Kyler Murray are allowed in. And when you call 1-800-GAMBLER for this game, for Falcons Cardinals, it's me. There's a party in the background. I'm screaming bump fight. There's tits in my face. All right, let's move on.